Alright, even though summer's coming to a close, it looks like we still have cicadas coming out, or at least of the robotic persuasion. So we got Age of the Primes Venom. Wait, sorry Stan, everybody, I mean Venin. Right here on Alright, let's get into the packaging here. The illustration's really cool. It kind of reminds me of the old 90s Beast Wars illustrations, because you can still see some pen marks. You know, it's not perfectly rendered. They're really cool. Anyway, enough of my rambling on that. Same stuff on the sides. Got the CAD render on the back. 17 moves. Stuff, crap, whatever, yada yada yada. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, now if you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it and you see a couple other videos and you like those, I invite you to please like and subscribe. Just the little click that you do will give me a whole lot of help and benefit. So if you watch the entire video and really like it, and a couple other ones, I don't know, I'm beating a dead horse. It's in a comment earlier. I'm making a jab and a joke. It's fine. Anyway, let's get into this guy. Alright, I do want to show you how his weapon separates. So I take his little axe out of his paw there. This separates. And that becomes his blaster. And then that's left with this like axe head weapon, so we can hold on to that too. So he has options. Okay, and then the other thing is the way I have his legs displayed. I just kind of like how it looks aesthetically, kind of like that. In the instructions, you know, they have it all twisted down like so, and then his wings go back, and there you go. Alright, but you know, to each his own, but I just kind of like having his little legs kind of in the background like a cape or like a crown or something. I just think it's kind of cool, so I leave it like that. Alright, and here is Venin. Straighten him all out so you can get a good look at him. Just kind of reminds me of a pumpkin. I dig his colors. I like all the chest pieces. I mean, he does very much remind me of the old G1 toy, you know, just better articulation. He does have the light piping, and I might go back, and I always like to paint the light piping red or blue if it's Autobot, you know, whatever. I always kind of feel like they look like they're asleep, you know, but that's a later kind of thing. But anyway, cool little marks, you know, his little detailings in gray I think really show off his chest. The cool you know, the detail underneath the clear orange plastic in his chest is a really neat touch, I think. Got his feet. He is, unfortunately, oh, and his wings look really good too. They have a lot of really cool detail to them. He is, unfortunately, though, back to this, you know, I kind of jumped there. He is a little hollow. So they did attempt to put a little back flap here to cover this up as much as they could, I guess. He's got some pretty hollow legs and really hollow arms. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out how I can make a little piece that'll tab here, wrap around, and then be like a door. You know, it's just crap that I think about that I'll never have time to do. But anyway, as for articulation, head can do a full exorcist, like all bugs. He does have a little wiggle to his stinger up top. He has full rotating shoulders. If they don't get hung up on anything while I'm on camera, he can do a full T. He's got bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, pretty good. No wrist articulation. His arms, his fist does tuck in, but that's it. We have waist articulation. You can do the splits both directions like all cicadas could, you know. You can kick back pretty far too if you get his extra bug legs out of the way. He's got thigh rotation, good knee bend, and he does have a little bit of ankle tilt forward, and then he's got ankle tilt and his toes for transformation. So he's got a lot of options and a lot of the typical modern articulation. All right, let's make a cicada. All right, first things first, let's do the simple stuff, huh? Let's tuck in this paw here, and we'll tuck in this paw, and then let's just do toes. Fold those into place like that, and then let's just go ahead and fold these around. That's the simple stuff, right? Okay, so for his arms, we're going to rotate them out, and then there's a double hinge in here, so we're going to fold it up on itself, and then that just collapses in like so. Okay, do the same thing for the arm over here. Rotate it out, fold him up. That'll collapse the arm in on itself like so. All right, and then we'll fold this wingy up and this wingy up out of the way, and we're going to raise up his head on his weird neck double hinged joint and get that out of the way like so. And then for the way his arms tuck into his chest, I find it easiest to push down here on this green area, and they kind of close in on themselves, right? We'll just tuck those arms in nice and flush, right? So then we've got on the back of the head, we've got slots and tabs. Look at those slots. His noggin tucks in, and his little antenna or stinger or head stinger thing that just tucks into his under his belly there. Okay, all right, now on to the legs. So we've already tucked in the toes and rotated the ankles. So now we rotate the knee forward, and what we got to do is there's this little tab here that's going to click into here. At the same time, we've got this little space here that's on his ankle tilt, that's going to hop over and click between this little square here that's on his forearm. And we'll just kind of push him around, kind of finagle these parts around a little bit like that. Oh. And look at that, it just popped right into place. See that? All right, this time, actually, just for ease, I'm going to rotate his other leg up. Okay, so we're going to rotate the knee in, rotate around, compress everything together. We're going to lift this up to get it past that little square, and then click that into place, click this into place, and his legs will tab together like so. There we have it. All right, so for his legs, we've got these flat little areas here that'll butt up against these legs like that, and then we just kind of even out the legs around. All right, and then the wings have these little tabs that'll go into these little notches here, and they're not like super tight. It's just kind of like a place to kind of get him to sit. So they're kind of latched, but nothing crazy, you know. All right, so now there you have it, and he's quite adorable, and his wings do, you know, they come out like all flying bugs, so that's cool. Okay, as for weapon storage, you can, you know, keep the gun here on the side. The axe head does nest really nice on his shoulder. That's where that's supposed to go for sure. His gun, I do kind of like to put it on his belly like this, but then to keep him from like teeter-tottering, you just gotta kind of use the ball joint that his legs are all on and push all of his legs down like so, and then he stands up on his legs and not on his gun. So there you have it. All right, some quick bug comparisons. We'll get him in here with his Wave 2 bug brethren. They look really good together. Cool color combinations. All very different from the original purple trio, and very, very aesthetically pleasing. All right, cool. All right, now for some quick bot comparisons. I have yet to have had him in the same area as the rest of his bug brethren, so this is kind of exciting to see them all together for the first time. Nice. Look at that. Cool. Oh, what the heck. Let's get his cousins in there too, huh? Extended family. Nice. All right, and there he is. There's Age of the Primes Venin. And what can I say? He is a cool figure. I really dig his color scheme. I like how G1 accurate he is. It's cool to have the so-called leader of the Insecticons, even though he never made an appearance in the G1 cartoon. It is cool to have all the, like, you know, the purple guys, the ones we all know, and then the second string of Insecticons. It's cool to have them all together. But it's not that he doesn't have his flaws. You know, those legs and the backs of his arms, those are really hollow. I'm really hoping that there is a, you know, a third party or some, you know, 3D printing genius out there that can make us some gap fillers. That would be cool. I know orange and greens are like the hardest color match, so they have their work cut out for them. But hey, I'm being optimistic because I will definitely jump at some of those. But other than that, I mean, he's cool. You know, the chest detailing, the gray and the colors all around. I really, really like him. I really like his cicada mode. I think it's pretty adorable. So I'm pretty happy with him. He's going on my shelf. Is he going on your shelf? Let me know in the comments below. Let's chat Transformers. All right, and until we see each other again, stay good to one another, have fun, be kind, keep collecting, and I'll see you real soon, right here on